Good morning, students. Myself, K. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor in the Department of SNH, Chevrolet Engineering College. Title: Lasers. Topic: Relation between Einstein's coefficient. In the last session, we discussed about what is interaction of radiation with matter. There are three types of interactions are there. That is stimulated absorption, spontaneous emission, stimulated emission. So what is spontaneous absorption? And simply spontaneous absorption means the atom in the lower energy state absorbs 1 photon of energy. So here the 1 photon of energy is h nu, and jump to the higher energy level. This phenomena is called absorption, and it is expressed in terms of a probability rate as P12 equal to B12 N1 U nu. Here P12 is nothing but probability rate of transition from state 1 to state 2, and B12 is nothing but Einstein's coefficient, and N1 is called number of atoms present in the lower energy level, that is first energy level. U nu is the energy density. In a similar way, spontaneous emission. So what is a spontaneous emission? So in spontaneous emission, the atoms at the higher energy level having lifetime is 10⁻⁸ seconds. Due to less lifetime, by one, they jumped from higher energy level to lower energy level. That is from energy level E2 to E1. So due to this transition, they emit 1 photon of energy, that is h nu, and this is expressed in terms of a probability P21. Here P means the probability, 21 is the transition takes place from second energy level to first energy level. SP is indicates the spontaneous emission process. Now P21 SP is equal to A21 N2. In this phenomena, whatever the radiations are nothing but ordinary light, because these all beams are in out of phase and they are incoherent and they are non-monochromatic. Automatically here the light is ordinary light, normal light, okay. Whereas, and the next one is stimulated emission process. In stimulated emission process, when an atom is excited to stimulated, that means here in this process, the lifetime of the atom at the higher energy level, that is in excited state, is more. Due to that, by giving an external energy, that is by giving 1 photon of energy, and they jumped from higher to lower energy by emitting 2 photons of energy. Okay. So here, the 2 photons of energy is equivalent to same h nu, but here these 2 photons having same frequency and the same amplitude. That's why automatically the emitted light here in this process is nothing but laser, laser. So why? Because according to laser abbreviation, light developed due to stimulated emission is nothing but laser light. So in this process, the probability is expressed as P21ST. Here the P21 is nothing but probability transition takes place from second energy level to first energy level. And the ST indicates the stimulated. B21 here, B21 is nothing but Einstein coefficient for stimulated emission. N2 is the number of atoms in the energy level 2, and U nu is nothing but energy density. Now, this is very important concept. Differences between spontaneous emission and stimulated emission of radiation. Okay. So in spontaneous emission, what is the definition of spontaneous emission? An atom in the excited state makes a downward transition without help any external energy. That is a very important point. Even though it emits 1 photon of energy without giving any external energy, but it emits 1 photon of energy. That 1 photon of energy is nothing but h nu. What is h nu? H nu is nothing but difference between energy levels E2 and E1. And here, now the atoms in the excited state is forced to make a downward transition with the help of external photon of energy. So here there is no need external energy, but here it needs some external energy. And it emits 1 photon of energy, but by observing 1 photon of energy, they emits 2 photons of energy. 2 photons of energy. Okay. So here the emitted photons are move in random direction. So they move in different direction like that. Okay. But in lasers, all these photons are move in a same direction like that. So automatically, these radiations are nothing but lasers. And here these radiations are nothing but, actually they are non-radiative radiations. Here these radiations are radiative radiations, and that's why this is an ordinary light and it is a laser light. Now the probability transition takes place between, in this process is expressed as P21 SP means a spontaneous emission is equal to A21 N2. Whereas here in this expression we have an additional term is there. What is U nu? U nu is nothing but energy density. That means how many energy levels are there in particular volume. For example, this is a closed room. That means closed material. Now it consisting of how many energy levels are there in particular volume. Like that. Because actually atoms are stayed in these allowed energy levels. That's why we have to know an idea about the how many energy levels are there in particular this volume. Okay. Now, that's why here the stimulated emission process is completely depends upon this energy density. But here in this process, it does not depends upon the energy density. And this theory was first developed by the scientist Bohr. This was postulated by the scientist Einstein. Here, these radiations are in a incoherent radiations. That means they have different frequency and a different wavelength. But here, these radiations are coherent radiations. And here, they are polychromatic radiations. What is the meaning of a polychromatic means? Polychromatic means they have different wavelength radiations. That means in ordinary light, they emit light with the different wavelengths. Okay. For example, when you take sodium light, so they emit like these beams with a different wavelength, in all directions. So that's why here the intensity is low and the directionality is also low. Whereas laser beam, all the light rays coming from this or move in a same direction with the same phase, and they maintain a constant path and having the same wavelength like that. Okay, so automatically they have high intensity and high directionality. And what is the monochromatic radiation? Monochromatic radiation is nothing but a single radiations consisting of a single wavelength. So here, when you observe the sodium light, the light beams are traveling in all directions with a different wavelength and different phase. That's why here these radiations are nothing but polychromatic, and their light intensity is also small and directionality is also less. Whereas in stimulated emission process, whatever the light emitted here, emitted photons are high intensity and high directional. So this process is controlled from outside. We can control from outside, but because as we stop the external energy, automatically this process will be stopped. But whereas here we cannot give any external energy, it is a process taken place by own atoms. So this process cannot be controlled from outside. Whereas this process we can be controlled by stopping the external energy. When we stop this external energy, automatically the process will be stopped. That means the stimulated emission process is a controlled process, whereas a spontaneous emission is a uncontrolled process. Generally, it does not acquire any metastable states. Actually, what is metastable state? We will discuss in the next further sessions. At that time, you can easily understand what is the meaning of metastable state. Actually, metastable states means they are also energy states. Basing on the lifetime, energy levels are divided into 3 types: lower energy level, exert energy level, and metastable state. That means actually the atoms are presented in these energy levels. So how much long atoms are staying in these energy levels? Basing on that, these energy levels are named as, some of the energy levels are named as lower energy, and some of them are called as higher energy or exert state, and some of the energy states are called as metastable state. So simply energy states named basing with lifetime of the atoms. That means how much duration the atoms are stayed in the energy level. Now, all conventional examples for the spontaneous emission is all conventional source of like a sodium vapor lamp, mercury lamp, and our candles, sunlight. These are all examples for spontaneous emission. Whereas lights from ruby laser, helium laser, and helium neon laser, and the semiconductor laser, actually these are the example for the types of lasers. So types of lasers are best example for the stimulated emission process. So these are the main differences between spontaneous emission and stimulated emission. And the next concept is, so this is a small concept. Before we discussing about the relation between Einstein coefficient, actually Einstein coefficients we discuss in spontaneous emission and stimulated emission and spontaneous emission, absorption also. So what are Einstein coefficients? A21, B21, and B12 like that. So here we discuss in the next topic is relation between Einstein coefficient. For that purpose, we have to know some basic derivation, that is ratio between N1 by N2. Actually, here the N is nothing but N expression is N naught e power minus E by KT. Actually, this is the expression for the number of atoms present in the any energy level. This is the generalized expression. So N is the number of atoms present in the energy levels. Okay. Now in this expression, if you take N naught here, then simply this is the expression belongs to number of atoms present in the ground state. Okay. So simply this expression we have to written as N naught is equal to N naught is equal to N naught e power. N naught is equal to, no, it was only N. So number of atoms present in the lower energy level or ground state is expressed as a N equal to N naught e power minus E by KT. Here, N naught is the number of atoms present in the grounded state. E is the energy. K is called Boltzmann constant, which is a constant value. And it is the temperature. Now, by using this expression, we can also write the number of atoms in the energy levels E1 and E2 also. So here the N1 is the expression for number of atoms present in the E1 energy level. So it is expressed as N1 is equal to N naught e power minus E1 by KT. And the expression for N2 means number of atoms in the energy level E2. It is expressed as N naught e power minus E2 by K. In the same way, you can write number of atoms present in any energy level. If there is, for example, there is an energy level 7, then N7 is equal to N naught e power minus E7 by KT. Okay. So we can write number of atoms present in any energy level. Here the N7 is the number of atoms present in the E7 energy level. Okay. In a similar way, this is we can express with the help of this generalized expression. Okay. Now here N1 by N2. So simply divide these two values here. N1 by N2. So N1 by N2, that means N naught e power minus E1 by KT by N naught e power minus E2 by KT. Okay. So here simply N naught and N naught are cancelled. So here there is E1 e power minus E1 by KT, e power minus E2 by KT. Now by simply move e power minus E2 from denominator to numerator. So this will be changed as e power, this will be changed as e power E1 KT. Actually there is minus E1 KT. Whenever denominator e power minus E2 KT is come to here, then its value is E2 by KT, E2 by KT. Okay. So here the KT is common. So it can be written as E power KT E2 minus E1. So this is the way here we get it. Okay. So simply by taking N1 by N2, finally by cancellation N2 and N0 and N0 here, and in the denominator KT is a constant. Actually here the suffix there is B is there also there. KB is nothing but a Boltzmann constant. Okay. So again we write clearly here KB. So N0 and N0 are cancelled. Then finally we get the exponential of E2 minus E1 by KB. So here also there is a suffix B actually. Okay. So KB. So finally E2 minus E1 by KB. Already we know what is the energy difference between these two energy levels. It is nothing but H nu. E2 minus E1 value is always equal to H nu. So finally the ratio between number of atoms in the first energy level to second energy level is equivalent to exponential of H nu by KB. So this is the point we have to use when we discuss that concept relation between Einstein coefficient. So you have to remember that. So simply what is the expression for the N1 by N2? Exponential of H nu by KB. Now you also remember another expression, Planck's radiation law. According to Planck's radiation law, the expression for the radiation density is nothing but energy density also, because radiations are in the form of energy. So radiation density per unit volume according to Planck's radiation law is expressed as, so you have to remember these two formulas for further discussion of relation between Einstein coefficient. So U nu is equal to 8 pi H nu cube by C cube 1 by E power H nu by KBT minus 1. Here H is called Planck's constant, nu is frequency, C is called velocity of the light. Actually, this is constant value, 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. C is constant. Its value is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Its velocity. Okay. And KB is a Boltzmann constant. T is a temperature. So for discussing about the relation between Einstein coefficient, you have to remember these two formulas. Formula 1, that is N1 by N2 is equal to exponential H nu by KVT. Another formula, that is expression for the energy density by using Planck's radiation. Now, how we derive the relation between Einstein coefficient? Actually, what are the Einstein coefficients here? B12, A21, B21. So what is the meaning of B12? 12 means it is clear. It is an absorption process. So transition takes place from 1 to 2. So it is indicated by the B12 absorption process. So simply B12 is called Einstein coefficient for absorption. And A21 is called Einstein coefficient for spontaneous emission. And B21 is called Einstein coefficient for stimulated emission. Let us recall probability expressions for the absorption, spontaneous emission, and stimulated emission. Let us recall. Already we discussed in the interaction of matter by radiation. So this is the expression for the probability in case of absorption, probability in case of spontaneous, probability in case of stimulation. Actually, at thermal equilibrium, the total absorption is equal to total emission. So simply here the absorption probability is indicated by the formula P12. So P12 here. And emission probability takes place in two ways. One is a spontaneous emission. Another one is stimulated emission. Whatever it may be, but we have to take the sum of these two emissions. So total absorption is equal to the sum of the spontaneous emission plus stimulated emission. This is applicable only at thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means having temperature, overall temperature is the same. Throughout temperature is the same. So at thermal equilibrium, absorption, whatever the probability of absorption is equal to total emission probability. Here the total emission means it is the sum of the spontaneous emission to stimulated emission. So P12 equal to P21. So what is P12 here? So this is the expression B12 U nu N1. And what are the total emission process? These two process. We have to add in these two equations. N2 A21 plus N2 U nu B21. Okay. Now write the U nu terms on one side. U nu terms on one side. Okay. And common the U nu here. And common the U nu here. We get B12 N1 minus B21 N. Once again, I repeat. Just write this term on this side. And they have common U nu here on both terms. So simply the remaining terms are B12 N1 and B21 N2. On the right side, we have a term A21 by N. Okay. Now, write this bracket term on this side. That means we have U nu is equal to A21 N2 by B12 N1 minus B21 N2. Okay. So this is the expression for the U nu expression. Now, common the B21 and N2 term here. B21 and N2 term here. Okay. That means A21 N2 by B21 N2 by commoning. Then B12 N1 by B21 N2 minus 1. Okay. So simply common this term here, B21 N2. So B12 N1 by B21 N2 minus 1. Okay. Once again, I explained that. So simply here, common the U nu term. Common the U nu term. Okay. And next, write the U nu on left side and remaining all on right side. Finally, we get A21 N2 by B12 N1 minus B21 N2. Now here common this term here. So A21 N2 by commoning B21 N2 in bracket, we have B12 N1 by B21 N2 minus 1. So you can understand by multiplying this term again here, finally we get this expression. Okay. Now here N2, N2 are cancelled. N2 and N2 are cancelled. So automatically we have only A21 by B21, A21 by B21, A21 by B21 divided by B12 by B21. So here the N2 and N2 are cancelled. So finally we have A21 by B21, A21 by B21 whole divided by here B12 by B21. Okay, so B12 by B21 and N1 by N2 as it is, and the minus 1 term is as it is here. Okay, now already we determined N1 by N2 value in the previous slide. Okay, what is the N1 by N2 value? Exponential of E2 minus E1 by KBT, or it can be also written as H nu by KBT also, because E2 by E2 minus E1 is nothing but H nu. Now, just replace this value here. N1 by N2 is replaced by exponential of H nu by KBT. Then finally, we get energy density expression. U nu equal to A21 by B21. So B12 by B21 as it is. But here there is an N1 by N2 replaced by exponential term here. So finally we get, this is the expression for the energy density. Actually, the expression for the energy density according to Planck's radiation law, already we discussed. You remember that these two formulas for expression for the or relation between Einstein coefficients. Okay. Now, according to Planck's radiation law, energy density having another formula. So, what is the energy density formula here? According to Planck's radiation law, 8 pi h nu cube by c cube 1 by e power h nu by kBT minus 1. Compare these two equations here. Okay. Right. In place of A21 by B21, we have 8 pi h nu cube by c cube. Okay. Now, this is the denominator bracket term. We have nothing is there. So simply we have to take it as a 1. So in place of B12 by B21, we have 1. Okay. So automatically when B12 by B21 value is equal to 1, therefore we can write as B21 is equal to B12. By comparing these two equations, in the numerator we have A21 by B21, this value is equal to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube. So before exponential term, we have any term is there. So we take it as a 1. So that means in place of B12 by B21, we have 1. So these are the relation between coefficients, Einstein coefficient. So simply, this is the one of the relation and this is the another relation. So these above equations are nothing but relation between Einstein coefficients. So this is the A21 by B21. And we observe that here B12 is equal to B21. What is B12 here? Absorption process. What is B21? Stimulated emission process. That means the probability, the chance, how many atoms are taking place absorption is nothing but equal to how many atoms are chance to takes place stimulated emission. And from this relation, here 8 is constant, pi is a constant, h is a Planck's constant, c is also constant. I am sending that c is the velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So the variable is only frequency. That means whatever the ratio between spontaneous emission and stimulated emission is a variable with the frequency of the atom. So these are the equations or expressions for the relation between Einstein coefficient, that is A21 by B21 is equal to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube, and another relation is B21 is equal to B12. Thank you to all. The next session we discuss about the lifetime.